throughout her life, she has been through a lot of things, but she doesn't wear her situations on her. Like, my mom could be going through the worst of times, but she'll still have a smile on her face and even encourage you to do things. So that's why I look up to my mom.
Very good.
I idolize my cousin. She's 25. She basically turned her struggle into her blessing. She started off 16, she had her first child, and 17 had another one. But now she's living on her own in her own house. She works at the dating center. Both of her 5-year-old, I believe, is in first grade, which is a big skip. And then her 6-year-old, they both do sports and all types of things. So basically, I'm sorry. Basically, her kids encouraged her to do better with her life so that they could have a better life.
Yes, ma'am.
I idolize my sister because right now she's in St. Louis going to a law college because she wanted to be a lawyer, but she's trying to figure out what's in her life because she's bisexual, so she doesn't care about who thinks she's wrong for being it, but it's fine with her and it's fine with me and my mom because I love my sister. So that's why at first I wasn't going to do ROTC in school, but when she was here, she took ROTC, and that's what made me think when I get older, I want to do something like her.
Now, if you young ladies notice, each of your story, there was a struggle. And within that struggle, everyone made it. Regardless of what their situation is, we treat each day as a new day. We don't worry about what happened then. We learn to deal with what's happening now. So those are wonderful people to idolize, but at the same time, just think, if I idolize my mother, who's looking at me? Who's idolizing me? So whatever you're doing each day, try to be the best. Try to do the best at it. And I should know because, too, I'm from a family of 10 girls. And out of 10 girls, I was one of the first to graduate high school and to go to college. And my mother too struggled. And yes, she was one of the individuals that I idolized. She and with the help of my grandmother. But the young lady say, my mom has been through a lot, but each day she wakes up, you wouldn't be able to tell. And that is a true blessing because we have a lot on our mind. And, you know, with the family, with our kids, with our work, with school alone. But yet, we put one foot in front of the other, and we get through that day. So it's just a blessing, and those are some great people. And you guys said some positive things about the individuals that you idolize. Good job.
The next question, obviously, I think education is important. I think most of the people in the room share that with me. But this is something that I hear a lot, just in the hallways, and maybe I'm not saying it verbatim, but I want to know what it means to you when someone approaches you and says you're cute to be so smart. And and even if you minus you're cute to be smart, it's always surprising to me for being in and out of classrooms. Can I have your attention, ladies? Being in and out of your classrooms here and at Shepard and before when I was at Richards, I always wonder where are the black females in a lot of these honors and AP classes, because I know that you're incredibly bright and smart, and I wonder about that, and I don't know if that's connected to statements such as this. So I'm really curious to hear what your thoughts are when people connect how you look to your level of intelligence in terms of academics.
I think it's because most people that's smart and HD and honest classes, they're not worried about what they wear, they're not worried about how they dress, they think education is important. But people could worry about their appearance and still be on top of their school.
I think like what she said, like I think it's the fact that like most people think that if you pretty, like you dumb, or if you ugly, you real smart. And like most people don't think that you can have it all, like you can be pretty and smart. So I think that's what I never heard of that, but like I think that's where it's coming from.
What about the young lady?
I feel like what you said makes sense, but I've never heard of that because I'm in 3 AP classes and 2 honors, so my whole schedule is pretty stacked. And I obviously do care about what I dress, but like if I spend 3 hours, you know, trying to figure out what I wear, I'm going to spend like 5 hours doing my homework at night. So like after I do finish my studies, like I do figure out what I'm going to wear. So, and I want to say I am doing well in school, so it does count.
Classes. This will put you in AP, gives you college credits. Does it still do that? I know a lot of things. Okay, I just want to make sure. I mean, because when I was here, when I walked in freshman year, I was second year. When I walked my first year of college, I was already a sophomore because I had took courses at Moraine and I had took AP here. It really builds you up. It's a platform for your life. Why take the? I'm serious. You can be cool and be smart, because that's another thing I was going to tie in with cute and smart. I've heard that. You cute to be smart. What? So smart people ugly? I'm confused. Because again, you know, I thought I was smart and I'm not ugly. I said it again, that's twice. We got to have confidence too. It's not arrogance. There's a difference. If you don't think it, nobody will think it for you. But when you said that, that just struck a nerve. And I'm not putting you on the spot, but you said just because I don't feel like it. But you've already made the decision you're going to college. So this is a stepping stone to that. I was one of 2 African American girls from 3rd grade. From 3rd to 8th, I was the only African American girl in honors. When I got here to Shepard, I was one of 2. One of 2. I was the president for 4 years here. Class president and the prom queen. Yes, I was the prom queen. So you can do whatever you want, regardless of race, creed, or color. And I was what you call a multicultural person. I got along with everybody because the world is not one shade. Light skin, black, Mexican, whatever you want to call it, it's not one shade. But I just had to touch that on you, and I hope I ain't putting you on the spot. But you gotta open that thought process a little better, sweetie, because you always strive to be the best. Please know that. Always strive to be the best.
And
I'm just saying.
Is it true that even though they choose or opt out of certain courses, eventually they'll have to take them?
Yes, eventually, depending on what you're going for. And why not try to get opted out of some of those? Like I didn't even have to take some 100-level courses when I got to college.
And one of the things that we find, especially just kind of looking at patterns of what kinds of classes you take in high school, many of you that are college bound, if you don't challenge yourself now to take some of these classes that maybe you might not be sure if you have the skills really to do them, you end up having to take these classes anyhow at the college level that you could have taken in high school for free. And I will tell you, I'm going to disclose something. I wish I would have really, really tried hard to be in more classes to walk in with college credit. I will disclose to you, I have $108,000 in student loan debt. It's a lot of money. It's like having another mortgage. I feel like it's worth every penny. I wouldn't have a job working with students if I didn't. I wouldn't do anything differently in terms of taking out those loans. I invested in my education. I don't have a big house, I don't have a fancy car, but I got something no one can take away. I invested in my education. My family couldn't afford to do that for me. But that being said, you please take every opportunity you have to advance yourself academically. That needs to become socially acceptable among us ladies.